In the metals quadrant, looking at a big reversal in the gold futures contract. Gold hit 2056.10, which was up 1.4%, then fell. By the way, that 2056.10 was the highest level it's seen since January 5th. Then it turned to negative on the day, all the way down to 2017.30, which was down about 52 basis points, so a little bit more than a half of 1%. That adds up to gold being lower at 8 of the last 10 sessions. And since closing at a record high level, that's the close, not the high, gold has now fallen right around 3.5%. On a weekly basis, gold is working on its second consecutive week lower, and it's currently down about 1.4% on the week. Now, CPI put a dent in gold's rally based on the inverse relationship it has with yields. Yields were mixed early this morning, but ended up higher across the curve, anywhere from 3 basis points on the 30-year to unchanged on the 2, based off of the stronger than expected CPI. Core year-over-year CPI came in at 3.9%, which was lower than the last read, but higher than the 3.8% expected. Headline inflation, though, came up at 3.4%, which was higher than both the forecast and the previous read, and month-over-month headline up 0.3%. That was higher than the forecast and higher than the last reading of 0.1%, while month-over-month core came in at 0.3%, matching both expectations and the previous read. All of this resulted in slightly higher interest rates from a slightly lower level and some pressure on gold. Also, the dollar was higher, which you might expect with higher rates, although that hasn't happened every time rates have gone higher. Dollar was higher in the aggregate with a soft breakout close, trying to close above the highest closing level since December 15th. It's had kind of a level there it needs to close above before it seems like it might be breaking out to the high on the short term. Didn't seem to do that today. Now, a stronger dollar is also a headwind for gold. And really, the dollar was strongest against the Swiss franc, and then a little bit of strength against some of the commodity-based currencies, not the New Zealand dollar, but the Canadian dollar and the Aussie dollar. Against the rest of the majors, it didn't move that much at all, but it was still a headwind for gold.